Yeah, so one, Rand actually has a new blog post on this. He has like a video in which he dives into like how to look at overall attribution or measurement nowadays. I'm going to pull up a link to that. But I'll also say, um, so when I showed was that our Google Search Console? I think it was I was showing, or Google Analytics. I was showing like the trend in our traffic over time. When you look back at that, you can add, I don't know, can you add notes? I don't know if you can still add comments to Google Analytics. I don't think you can do that anymore. But anyway, look back at the campaigns that you had, right? Like if you see a little bump in traffic on like July 16th, well, what did you do then? Oh, Daisy says yes, you can annotate. Great. Like make notes of those things. You can look at things like lead quality, right? Like that's a very quantifiable thing. Look at lead quality, look at number of leads, look at like when you are doing like look at the people that you co-market with, like this Goldcast webinar. Like no doubt, Cindy and I are going to look back and figure out like, okay, were these leads in service to our businesses? Because that's our job, to make sense of all this stuff. And there's another thing I wanted to say. Oh, you can also look at things that we also look at SparkToro is in our Google Search Console. What are people searching for that leads them to our website? Like sometimes, many times we'll see that people are searching for the content that we created, and then we can know like, oh, cool, like, yeah, that blog post had a good amount of page views, but also we know that people remember that concept and they're searching for it again. Like that is a key marker for us. And then, you can also look at things like, I would say really look at what our friends in out-of-home advertising do. People who do billboards and stuff. How do they measure lift? They look at localized revenue. They look at branded search, right? Those are things that they have to track, because how do you track ROI of a billboard? You just do it through a hyper-local perspective.
Yeah, for me, just from my own experience, I think a lot of this is one internal like education around the fact that this is a shift in how you track, and then to come to some sort of like agreement. I think I got asked in an interview before, like, what's the best attribution model? And my answer was the one that everyone agrees on. Right. And so I think
Yeah.
it's landing on like a rubric of some sort that everyone is okay with, and it's not going to be perfect and it's going to have
Mm-hmm.
to change.
Mm-hmm.
But that's a bit of my take, because like how are you going to track you showing up in GPTs right now? It just
Yeah.
does, like, and like that's not something anyone would have asked like what 6 months, a year ago, right? And
Mm-hmm.
so you just have to kind of go with good enough. I see the chat
Yeah.
blowing up a little bit, Amanda. I don't know if you saw, but
I
the
saw.
tactic about offering a download and commenting.
Yeah.
I don't know what your experience has been on that, but it's funny. It's one of those things where I feel like it's a game I play now. If I go into LinkedIn, there's a couple I reply to just to like keep tabs and see if I end up getting it. But I'm sure I don't know if that's still a popular trend that's still working, or if LinkedIn started to crack down on that yet.
No,
Any thoughts on that?
my honest take is I don't hate the player, I hate the game. Like I get it, that doesn't look great, but I'm like, if you are selling something that you believe is really helpful to people, you got to do what you got to do. That doesn't bother
Yeah,
me that much. Yeah.
I love that perspective. Let's see, let's go back to the questions. Again, just a reminder, like if anyone would like to come on stage, I'd love to welcome you all to ask your question live. Let's actually show the poll results for a second.
Mhm.
Biggest priority for folks right now. Oh, I'm gonna so no surprise, demand's always like the first. Everyone's always after more pipeline and leads. But brand awareness, I'm kind of happy to see that that's a bigger initiative for a lot of folks.
Yeah. Yeah, that's cool to see.
Yeah.
Because it's directly in line with generating demand and creating content, I will have to say, for at SparkToro, you can see if you run a report on your audience, like if you search for your audience, you can see the keywords that they're Googling. Like literally, like let's say you have a paid account, you can do a search of like people who have the term in their bio, like marketing manager, and you can see like generally what our marketing manager is searching for in Google. And then we also have like trending keywords, topic ideas, like derived from this stuff that then you can think, okay, well, I'm going to create content that's reflective of the stuff that they've recently been Googling.
That's cool. I feel like if there's anyone out there in the category creation space, it seems like a no-brainer to use SparkToro to kind of, track that over time, because that's always, it's like, how do you know people are searching the term you're creating, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Or like
What
you can see
other,
through keyword research, like, okay, people are searching for the term marketing strategy, but who's doing that searching and why? Like the audience research side, what SparkToro does, can tell you that.
awesome. We got one person who raised their hand. So, Lisa, I hope you're ready for us. We're gonna bring you on stage.
Thank you
Fun!
so much. And I walked in on an important business meeting with my sister company when I got to work today, so I missed the beginning of your seminar. We're a very small boutique marketing agency. We also offer software and mobile app development and market research. And I was wondering what is the best strategy when you're just starting out? Can you lay out a phased kind of approach?
Yeah, I would suggest when you're just starting out, um, putting to like creating content for or doing the things that are in service to what will help best convert people or get people to buy. So if you need to provide a lot of education about your product or about your service, then it's create a bunch of content that speaks to that. Like what it's like, maybe if you provide a service, then you could create a bunch of content around like what it's like to work with you, what services you provide, right? Like maybe even create some educational content for that are kind of around tutorials, like how to do the service that you provide in a lightweight way. So that over time, as people consume that, they'll understand like, oh, I can trust Lisa. Like I can buy her product or her service because I know that she knows what she's doing. So I would say that. I would say it's good to, you know, do the foundational stuff, like have your website, make sure all the correct info is there, and then even just pick one social channel. And like the best social channel is the ultimately I think it's the one that you want to be on. You know, like if you hate Instagram, you hate creating visual content, then like you probably shouldn't be there. But ideally it's the social platform where you like being there and your audience is also there. And so
Sorry, my
being
camera
there, oh, no worries. And just being on that platform and really trying to create valuable, easy to digest content there.